Okay, hi everyone. So we're talking about the methods of application after we know about the recruitment and selection. We are talking the most important other important points after sending an application to an organization. What is the responsibility of human resource manager after that? Example, let's say there are 1,000 applicants are here with the post of accountant. Then human resource department have some kind of a couple of duties to do. So we're starting with that today. Shortlisting. We will see how to do first of all shortlisting part. So we can different methods of attracting the application. We talk about from job agencies, right? We can attract people from different areas are there. We talk about that thing in my previous session. Advertising, headhunting, word of mouth, employment agencies, direct applicant, job centers. We can collect so many applications from to the organization. And so today we are going to talk about the after that, after you receiving the when you're receiving this application form, this this job advertisement, and you have to put the job advertisement and everything. If people are sending the applications for the organization, then you have to shortlist. So shortlisting is a very good important business term that everyone should know. Once the deadline has reached for receiving application forms, the next stage of the recruitment process is to select a small group of candidates suitable for interview purpose. So this is called the shortlisting. So what is that? For interview purpose, you have to select small group of candidates. Imagine like in your organization you got 100 applications, right? In 100 applications, do you think it is practical to interview all 100 people? Sometimes such as you have only one position, you have to meet 100 people. Do you think it's practical? It's time wasting. It's actually, guys, you have to spend more time. This is time, productive time you have to spend for that. And your amount of time, money, everything you have to spend for that. You have to call 100 people in the organization. Definitely it will be difficult. So then there's a technique called shortlisting. So what they're going to do, out of that 100, they're selecting the most qualified, most experienced, most suitable 10, top 10. So that is called the shortlisting process. So whether you will be wonder how to do that, how to select out of the 100 applications, out of 1,000 applications, it will be depend on the job organization, depending on the organization to organization, it will be depend. But how to shortlist? So you can see here this is involves shortlisting to the application from their CVs and choosing those applicants that best match the person's specification. So I told you PS included the qualification, experience, skills, and attitudes of the worker. So we have to find out the best out of best. You have to read everything and find out the best suitable candidate for the interviewing purpose. And this can be a time-consuming task if hundreds of people have made an application. The main advantage of using application form in the recruitment because the skill. That's why the application forms, if you're using for this purpose, is very easy for the shortlisting because the skills and experience category you can compare very quickly. Otherwise, what happen? You have to read everyone one by one, go through. But here, you can just select the people with most skilled, most experienced people in that category. You can compare it very quickly. So it speed up the process of read and analyze information from large number of different sources if it has been presented in a standard way. Okay. Now we are moving on to the interview process. You can see now the job applicants. Now, most important thing is, if you go to job interview, uh, then imagine we are shortlisted. You are shortlisted for a job. Then you have to they normally sending you some kind of reminder. Okay, can you come for an interview? We received the application and we shortlisted the application. So can you come this time, this date for an interview? Sometimes they call you right now. This is just a human resource department. Just they call you. Here we are talking from this company. Can you come for an interview on this day at particular time? And they take your contact number, name, address, everything, and then give you particular time. On example, let's say it's 30th of January. At this time, you have to be there at 10 o'clock. Be there. So next person they will be come there at around, if the other person starting at 10 to 10:30, that the person must be there at least 10 o'clock. If the vacancy, the third number, must be there at least half an hour before. Like that, they call on everyone, like top 10 people to come and wait for an interview. So interviews are likely to be more effective if they have been carefully planned. So planning process is really important. You'll see today how to actually plan a proper interview and then what are the normally questions they're asking. Normally, it is very good to do kind of like a role play, but we'll go to some kind of small video clips how to answer very good questions in interview process. Sometimes, most of the time, they're asking your first question in an interview should be they're asking introduce yourself, how to answer this question properly, right? So normally the interview is a face-to-face opportunity. You can see the employer-employee face-to-face meeting like this. Nowadays, I think because of the COVID-19, they are having happening. This is online. Like that, you can online, you can have the interview sessions without going to their places. So that's reduce the transport cost also. So this is direct applications. The questions face-to-face they ask. It's also give candidates the opportunity to provide more detailed information about themselves, because in a CV, in a written format, you have very concise, very small, limited information only you can give. Therefore, but giving like a face-to-face opportunity to discuss with them their important information. This detailed information can ask in the questions and about the job and the previous employer, about their qualification, experience, right, talents, everything. You can give a nice demonstration about yourself. This is the best thing normally done by people who are experienced, who have been trained for an interview. For many jobs, more than one person carries an interview. So it can be one to one or one to many. There can be panel, sometimes board of directors, right? HR manager, CEO, director, manager. Sometimes there are certain people are there. It can be like limited to vary with the 4 or 5 people. Sometimes they are in the panel interview. Sometimes only one to one HR manager only. Sometimes first interview, second interview is also there. First interview with initial screening like with the HR manager. If it is okay, you can go to second round with another director, another managing director, and final interview with the chairman. Like some organizations are there, they are giving like a first round, second round, third round, like that, couple of interviews. Some organization only just one interview, and they in that interview they are telling at the end, okay, you are selected or not. Either. So you can see interviews are likely to be more effective if they have been carefully planned. To provide for an interview, all candidates should be asked the same questions and probably in the same order. Also, some people find interviews stressful, so measures should be taken to try to make candidates feel more at ease. This is because people are likely to give a fuller and more accurate account of themselves if they are comfortable. If they are comfortable. Interviews can be used to, first one, help to clarify information on the application form. First of all, you can actually, by looking at the interview, after then you can find out whether these informations are correct or not. Help to clarify them for application form. And secondly, you can assess personality, motivation, attitudes, and commitment and communication skills of the person. First of all, the person must be a good communicator in the organization, must be able to talk with the people and others. The communication skills are normally they check. The third one, challenge candidates by asking searching questions such as how they might deal with a specific work related problem. Sometimes they can check that as well, right? So candidates should be encouraged to talk by asking open questions such as, what is your opinion on? Tell me about your responsibilities on your last job. Or tell me about yourself, first question sometime. And finally, sometime candidates should give an opportunity to ask their own question about the role or business. Sometimes they're asking at the end, okay, you can clarify any matter. Most of the candidates like to add, okay, how much did like my offer, try to sometimes asking any questions, some lot of questions before go to the case study. We'll see some couple of like interviews and everything right now. So now we can see any small business or large business organization, there are some certain interviews are there. So as a result of that, you can see the organization will be able to handle and careful they can should plan this interview process. As a result, they will be able to identify the select suitable and proper candidate at this point. Right. So now let's move on to uh, a small video clip regarding how to conduct an interview. Right. Okay.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never slow down at work. Stay on top of emails, documents. Hello everyone, this is Archana from sarkari-naukri.in. As we all know, job interview is a great opportunity to present yourself. So let's learn how to converse during job interview. Good morning, Anita. I'm Daman. Good morning. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, thank you. How was the traffic coming over here? The traffic was light this morning, no traffic jam. That is good. Anita, let's start the interview. Are you ready? Yes, I am. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm the Finance Department Manager. As you know, there is an open position in my department, and I need to fill this position as soon as possible. Please tell me a little bit about the position. It is an entry-level position. The new employee will have to work closely with the accounting department. He will also have to deal with the bank on daily basis. What type of qualifications do you require? I require a college degree in finance. Some working experience would be helpful. What kind of experience are you looking for? Doing office work is good. However, since this is an entry-level position, I do not require a lot of experience. I'm willing to train the new person. That is great. Anita, tell me a little bit about yourself. I was a student at Bangalore University and I just graduated with a bachelor degree in finance. I have been working part-time as a payroll clerk for the last 2 years. What are you looking for in a job? The job should help me see what finance is all about. I have learned a lot of finance theories at school, and now it is the time for me to put them into practice. Anything else? I also hope that it will help me grow in my field. What are your strengths? Why should I hire you? I'm a hardworking person and a fast learner. I'm very eager to learn and I get along fine with people. Okay, now let me ask you a few quick questions. You don't mind working long hours, do you? No, I do not.
This case, guy, you can see now
Can you handle
organizations
pressure?
like this kind of questions. Normally they ask you, right? So
when I was going to school,
right?
I took quite a few courses each semester.
Like you can see this kind of interviews are there. Like this case, I taken this video clip in order to give some kind of idea. It's a one-to-one situation. One-to-one. Here the HR manager, she's a candidate and asking some direct question you can see. So you must be able to answer that question very politely and gently. You can see that based on the question, you can see sometimes they're asking some basic information about their skills, about their attitudes, and about their right. So if you can work long hours, sometimes what are the how long? But they're asking about education qualification, about experience and everything. For just for you can see that video clip normally others are normally we are in a classroom setup. Usually do kind of like a role play like this. So I'm telling you to come with an interview, like some kind of like a certificates and your CV, and then people are interviewing you. So I'm also part of the interview board. We're asking some question. So you have to sometimes interview people. So that's a really important thing. So in the interview, you can be able to assess the other candidate information, help you clarify the information on the application form in the CV format, and also assess the personality, motivation, attitude, commitment, and communication skills. Right? These things are really important. When you are talking with someone, you can analyze everything rather than actually go through the CV, because it's a two-way communication. Any doubt you can clarify. That's the interview process. So as a result, you can see interview giving some kind of like a very good idea. I can see in your sometimes in school life, you might go for an interview, for example, selection of just say house captain interviews, sometimes prefects interviews, right? And then like different interviews are there. First of all, in the like when you sometimes joining an institution, right? Sometimes university, you can see then application process. Sometimes they are asking interviews also, right? Some lot of not only jobs, so daily, day-to-day matters also. There are some interviews are there. They are asking some, for example, let's say we talk about the IELTS. Sometimes foreign exams also, they're asking those language and everything. They're asking some kind of interviews with you. They're asking some giving some kind of a to do some speeches, and you have to ask their questions. You have to clarify something. Those things are really important for you when you're dealing with some day-to-day functions, day-to-day normal activities. This interview thing is really important. So therefore, yeah, when you're going for an interview, there are certain things you have to do. For example, when you're going for an interview, you have to politely dress, and also you have to decently you have to find out that's especially the uniform that you're wearing. Sometimes in organizations, some you can wear a, if it's gent, you can wear a full suit, while you can wear a tie. And also, if it's a lady, sometimes you can wear a normal like a uniform, like a or sari in Sri Lankan culture, or it can be a some any kind of a, like a formal like official thing. It's not better not to go with a t-shirt, or better not to go with a short top. Like it's very important that wear dress up very well, and especially the makeup and dress and everything. Think about your appearance when you go there, right? Always give your information, right? If you are asking, yeah, sometimes files and everything, documents, so you can present it like that from the both hands, and you can do that at the end of the meeting or sometime beginning of the meeting. You can introduce, you can shake hand, you can do those, like a polite greeting sometimes, right? Because if it's the morning time, you can say good morning, sir, or sometimes it's the evening function, you can say like afternoon, so you can say good afternoon, sir, like that. Before you enter into some place, you can say, you can call them, okay, may I come in, sir, like that. So like this polite thing must be very polite. Sometimes they are checking those things. Sometimes there are communication skills. Sometimes there is some different scenarios are there. They're checking. Sometimes how to do angry management, right? Sometimes they're asking some aggressive questions also, which try to actually make you a little bit like upset, make it little bit anger. Sometimes they're checking your anger management skills also. At that point, how can you actually tolerate that level? The level of the tolerance, everything, patience, everything. Sometimes they are checking and different things, right? Sometimes they are watching that thing from the beginning. If it's like an organization or thinking of an organization like a CEO, especially like the crew member, a pilot, this kind of a thing. They are even checking how can you actually like technical stuff they are checking, like how you can practical knowledge. Sometimes they are checking. That's why previous work experience is important for you for some organization, some jobs. But particularly practical knowledge is important. If you are very suitable, that's why sometimes software engineer, sometimes they're asking those technical knowledge. Sometimes that's why they are after giving you the opportunity. Sometimes they are giving some probationary period also, like 6 months or something, like a training period. At that time, the organization will decide, okay, this person is okay, satisfied, suitable, or not for an organization. Then they can the person they will wanted to find out whether person is actually can be suitable for a permanency or not, like that. So his interview process is really good, wonderful in your life, especially in future. And when you are watching this video, so you have to actually go through interview process. Or one day, if you become an entrepreneur, you have to interview people. Therefore, these things must be take seriously, because when conducting interviews, sometimes it can be online interview, it can be face to face, like a physical interview. There are certain things you have to follow, some guidelines, right? So let's go to other part. Because this case study, the Pallavi Garments, activity number 2. Right, Pallavi Garments, this case study in the Bangladesh case study in Dhaka, because it is kind of a like a large organizations. A lot of garment factories are there in Bangladesh right now. Make women's clothes for a number of European customers. The company is expanding fast and has taken now new staff regularly over the last 3 years. The personal manager, sometimes they call human resource manager, now we call personal manager or HR manager, has been asked to recruit 7 new machinists and a purchasing manager, and all to start at 10 weeks, right? So you can see now the 10 machine operators and 1 purchasing manager, all to start in 10 weeks. The machinists will be recruited externally, but the purchasing manager will be recruited from the existing purchasing team. it is expected that 3 suitable people from the department will apply. Hmm? It is expected that 3 suitable people from the department will apply. So that's why for the purchasing manager post, they are normally wanted some person from internal. That's why they say they're expecting that 3 suitable people from the department will apply. They're asking, right, the advantages. What are the advantages to the business recruiting internally for the job of purchasing manager? If you give an opportunity for internal recruitment, what are the main advantages? So you can see in this case, uh, if you apply internally, in this case, job of purchasing manager is being filled internally because the new purchasing manager will be recruited from the existing purchasing team. So it is expected that 3 suitable people from the department will apply. So advantages of internal recruitment are that is cheaper because it saves on advertising. It saves on advertising. And also internal recruiters also familiar with the company policy and working practices, right? So therefore, you can see uh, in addition, you can see the staff may be more motivated also if they know there is a chance of promotion. And you can see finally the ability, the personality, and the attitude, the potential of the person appointed will be more predictable. Will be more predictable. Therefore, this reduces the risk of recruitment. These are the advantages of the internal recruitment of the purchasing manager because we know the ability and the personality and the attitude of the potential person. Okay? That's the thing because it's reduce the recruitment cost. We talk about that also reduce the no need to advertise it, and the internal recruiters are also familiar with the company policy and the working practices. Okay? Therefore, and staff also, we talk about the staff point of view, they are also motivated to work because they know there's a chance of promotion. Okay? Okay. Now look at the thing. During the interviews of Pallavi Garment Limited, open questions are used. Question asking what is meant by an open question. Guys, the open question is one that requires answer of more than just one word, ne? Such as yes or no, such as yes or no. An example might be you can see why have you applied to this particular job? Sometimes open question. Open question means you can use more than one word, just one word. Sometimes some answers are there. Sometimes questions are that requires an answer of more than just one word. We call open question, right? If you ask, for example, yes no question, that is called a closed question. Yes no question. Yes or no. Yes or no. Hmm? Other one is open question. Why? Right? Example asking why you select this job, why you applied for this particular job, why you like this company. Like that, they can ask some important information, some important details, and they can give in a more than one word expression you can say. So that is the open-ended question. Question number 3 asking what is the main advantage of using open questions in interview? What is the main advantage of using an open questions in interview? You can see main advantage of using open questions is open questions encourage interviews to talk more. Open questions encourage interviews to talk more. As a result, this helps interviewers to gather more information about the applicants. And that's right. If they talk more, they can gather more information about the applicants. When the applicant open up and talks in more detail, it is easier to assess their personality. No? Therefore, it is easy to assess their personality. And it may also be possible to judge their attitudes, opinions, and commitment also. Okay, the question number 4. Discuss how vacancies for the machinists might be advertised. Discuss how the vacancies for the machinists might be advertised. You can see the jobs for machinists could be advertised in a number of ways. It might be advertised in the word of mouth. Current employees may tell their friends and relatives about the job, and jobs may be also be advertised in a local newspaper or the company website. Right? Finally, the Pallavi Governments Limited may is an employment agency or rely on a list of past applicants, list of past applications which have been stored by the business. Like that, all of these methods are suitable for jobs like machinist. So all of these methods are good for the jobs like machinist. So word of mouth, by using the friends, and they can see a local newspaper and employment agency. Everything you can use for this purpose. So you can see, guys, finally, before we wrap up this session, you can see the large and small business both using these methods of recruitment because both need new workers. Both are likely to use variety of different types of employment. Small business may use informal method normally, such as informal method like such as asking an existing employee if they can recommend anyone. Or a new vacancy. Small business owners are unlikely to use the job description or new specification. They don't spend time. Sometimes they don't know even how to prepare a job advertisement. So like that. So they are very small method, word of mouth method. Majorly they are using. Sometimes they put some kind of a notice board and everything in front. Vacancies are there, like a walk-in interviews, right? Are there always? They are putting some kind of a vacancy advertisement in the shop window. However, the large businesses are not like that. In their job description, job specification, they're nice. They are putting in under websites and because when the business grow, they need more and more and more formal method they are using recruitment selection. So large businesses organization there is likely to be a separate departments are there like called human resource department to take this responsibility for the important task. So like that we talk about this everything. So now we'll move on to some kind of like a MCQ question and answering session. So everyone can actually give your response to the chat line or you can talk no problem. So question number one, MCQ question number one, you can answer which of the following is an example of open question in an interview. Which of the following is an example of an open question in an interview? Have you worked for a manufacturing company before? A. Did your last employee use just-in-time manufacturing? C. What is your opinion on the use of just-in-time manufacturing? What is your opinion? But D. Have you ever driven a forklift truck? So asking open question. What is the answer? So you can use the chat line or you can directly say, you can talk. You can see some students actually using chat lines. The correct answer coming from 2 students. So I can see, those students are giving the correct answers. The correct answer is C. C is the correct answer. What is your opinion on the use of just-in-time manufacturing? Because other all questions asking, you can use simply yes or no, one word answer. But question number 3, C, you can see that is not a one word answer. What is your opinion mean? You can say yes or no. That is not opinion. Opinion means you have to give something instead. So, right? So, yes, very good. Excellent that you get a correct answer. Okay, here we go. The second question. Okay, so send your response again. Which of the following information likely to appear on an application form? Which of the following information likely to appear on an application form? Application form, application, okay, I can see now a lot of responses are coming. Applicant's gender, okay, applicant's gender, name of 2 referees, applicant's marital status, applicant's political preference. They're asking information likely to appear on an application form. Likely to appear. Applicant's gender, male or female, it's sometimes they're asking, sometimes they're not. Referee, 2 referee things they're asking most of the time application form. Applicant's marital status also sometimes it is not compulsory because some people married, not married, sometimes not single, sometimes separated. So many cases complex. Applicant's political preference, I don't think no one asking that one. So that is because confidential. Okay, I can see like a couple of students answer this question. Yes, your answer, one student gave the correct answer this time. Yes, your answer is correct. B is the correct answer. Name of 2 referee. That's a correct answer. Good attempt. Excellent. Well done. Second question answer is application form likely to appear. Name of 2 referees. You have to give some of the other 2 contacts that they know you but none related for you because this company sometimes might call them and ask about yourself to get some recommendation about yourself. They're doing this process. Third one, the process of sorting through applications, the process of sorting through application forms to select a small group of candidates suitable for interviewees. Okay, process of sorting or shortlisting. We talk about that kind of a thing. We don't know. It's the process of sorting through applications to select a small group of candidates suitable for interviews known as what? Selection, shortlisting, testing, prioritizing. That's the correct answer. Sorting process. Cassie, okay, yes, student gave the correct answers. Everyone sent me the correct answer this time. Yes, this time also answer is correct. B is the correct answer. Very good. Shortlisting. None other than shortlisting. That's the topic we covered today. And fourth one, the last question. A catering company has got a contract to provide a food service at a weekend. What type of employment might be recruited for the one weekend only to help out? Only for one weekend. Which method is suitable? Part-time, casual, seasonal, full-time. Okay, I got the answers. People are very curious. Okay, talk about these things. I'll give features. Right, if full-time means you have to work, as I told you, 48 hours or more. 48 hours that you use for a week, right? And also seasonal worker only just temporary seasons, only like it's a Christmas season or New Year season, something. Casual worker on call works. Basically on call, they don't have a contract or 0 hour contract. Sometimes on call, if they have work, they're calling another work. Part-time workers, like not more than 30 hours, they are working. They are part-time workers. So correct answers coming from different students. Yes, a correct answer this time is actually not a part-time. Answer is casual work on call. Right? This is just asking only for one weekend. One weekend, you can just call him and ask, okay, one weekend here we have today we have like a huge workload is there. Can you come for and helping us for one weekend? Saturday and Sunday, right? So it's not part time. Part time is like a contract 30 hours. You have to give the that 30-hour basis. That is every day 2 hours, 2 hours. Every day you have to give that opportunity. But this is only just one weekend, so it's on call basis. Answer. The suitable answer is B, casual work. Okay. Thank you very much for your good answers. Right. So now we can see. In my next session, we are going to discuss about the most important thing about this recruitment and selection methods, right?